Haley, what is our fourth main topic today?
Fourth main topic Wade says, hey guys, hope you're well. Just saw the box office for Black Adam, and in its second weekend, it domestically made $27 million, a drop of around 57%. And worldwide, it has around $250 million. I don't know about you guys, but to me, these numbers seem quite low for a superhero film in general. Is it just me, or are these numbers in a slight worry for Warner Discovery? Thanks, guys. John, what do you think about these numbers for Black Adam? Is this kind of what you were thinking, or are you surprised?
Well, one of the things that we say all the time is that generally speaking, a movie would like to see a second week drop off between 50 and 60%. If your second week drop off is between 50 and 60%, then you're kind of in a normal range of drop off. The bigger a movie opens, like when you get like a Spider-Man that opens to like $200+ million on its opening weekend, well, that just tells you that a lot of people went to go see it opening weekend that won't need to go see it on the second weekend. And so it's okay to see a bigger drop off. Like I think Spider-Man Homecoming second week drop off was, I know Taylor, you'd have to look it up, but I think it was like 65%, 68% range. Like it was a big drop off. That's because everyone wanted to go see it the first weekend. Black Adam didn't have that kind of an opening. Like it was in the $60 million range, I think.
Is 67, I thought.
60, maybe 67. Opening weekend of $67 million. So not the $200 million range of a Spider-Man No Way Home, but a decent one. So it won the weekend again with $27.7 million for a 58.7% drop. That's not bad. That's actually not bad. It's not great, but it's not bad. It's within those acceptable range parameters, right? So that's not the problem. The problem for a Black Adam is this, though, is that with a roughly $200 million production budget and a roughly $100 million marketing budget, because they marketed this movie a lot, you're talking about a movie that needs to clock in at about $450 million to breathe easy and break even. And everybody knows the vast majority of a movie's money normally, for most circumstances, is made in the first 2 full weeks. Black Adam now has made $250 million worldwide. So while a 58% drop off, that's okay. That's not bad. Winning the box office for the second weekend in a row, that's pretty good. But the reality is after 2 weeks, you're talking about a movie that is just a little over halfway when it's now made the vast majority of its money. And with a 58.9% drop off, that means this movie is not a movie that people are rushing out to do big multiple repeat viewings, nor are they dragging their friends that didn't go see it to say, you got to come and watch this, right? So while the first place is good, 58% drop, not bad. The concerning number for me here is $250 million, because to me, I don't think this movie's going to break even. I think Black Adam is a movie I had a lot of fun at. It's a dumb movie, but it's fun. It looks like this movie's going to end up being a money loser for the studio. That does not bode well for them. That does not bode well for Dwayne Johnson. It's now listen, we could get a big late surge, right? It could maybe develop the kind of legs that Top Gun Maverick had. This ain't Top Gun Maverick. So I don't know, Rob, you hear about this. What numbers of these are standing out to you? Is there cause for concern? Is there cause for optimism? How do you see it? Guys, we want to thank one of the sponsors of this episode, Wondery, and their official Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power podcast. Your host, Felicia Day, and several special guests provide an inside look at the groundbreaking series and what it took to bring Middle-earth to life. Each of the episodes of the official podcast features exclusive interviews with the series showrunners, J.D. Payne and Patrick McKay, including the very first full breakdown of the incredible season finale. Felicia also goes behind the scenes with the cast and crew to bring you jaw-dropping stories and Easter eggs you won't want to miss. So watch The Rings of Power on Prime Video and listen to all 8 episodes of the official The Lord of the Rings, The Rings of Power podcast for free on Amazon Music. Download the Amazon Music app now.
I think there is cause for concern. I mean, it hasn't made the kind of money. I mean, look, in its foreign markets, it's doing well. It was #1 in a lot of foreign markets, but it's not. Look, I even thought a 60 million, 65 million, 70 million opening for this movie with the way it was marketed with Dwayne Johnson.
Not great marketing, by the way.
Was low. Yeah, it wasn't great marketing. But the one thing this movie does have going for it, well, it's both for and against, is it is opening in China.
Yes.
And so
that will help if it can get the audience in.
But the big problem is China's also in the midst of huge COVID lockdowns again.
Yes.
So who knows if they're going to open theaters when it's supposed to open. But I do think this movie will play well in China. I mean, it's funny to me that, you know, they don't like sorcery and the supernatural yet.
Superheroes, they're totally good with.
Yeah, it's fine. But this is
as long as those superheroes aren't gay, then they're fine.
Well, I mean,
you can play in China.
But there's sorcery in here. You know, there's magic. But it's cool. It's cool. But I do think that a Chinese release could really benefit this film. You know, and if it does well, if they're not subject to these horrible lockdowns again, I could see it getting to 400 or 500 million with China, which would, you know, put it. It's not a gigantic hit because let's face it, people don't know Black Adam. You know, and kids who like to go see superhero movies, they're not like, oh, I'm going to go see Black Adam because I love Black Adam. People don't know. He's an unknown character. So, you know, maybe it'll get a second life. But, I mean, I could see it grossing without China 350, maybe.
See, I saw somebody in the live chat, and I don't know if this is true. You might want to look this up for me, Taylor. Somebody in the live chat said that Shazam made $43 million in China. I don't know that that's true. If it is true, and if you can find out how much Shazam made,
in China,
if it is true, listen, $40 million could absolutely be the difference between Black Adam being a profitable movie or being a money loser. So that could absolutely come into play and be very important. So is that what we're getting here?
43.8 million in China.
So listen, if Black Adam can pull that, and let's face it, The Rock may pull even more than that in China. I mean, that could be a huge difference. But again, you pointed out, Rob, the big problem there is I was just reading more headlines today about the additional lockdowns going on in China. That could be problematic. Anyway, Chris, a lot of numbers here. The opening weekend drop, the overall numbers, all that kind of stuff. What's standing out to you here?
Well, I want to apologize to Dwayne personally because this is my fault. I still haven't seen his movie. I'm so sorry. That's when Gimli was so sick and I had to return my ticket. So
Gimli, son of Gloin, by the way, is one of her dogs.
Yeah.
The Rock is not happy.
He's not. Well, I wasn't happy either. Gimli sharded everywhere. It was horrible. It was explosive. But I am concerned about this movie. I mean, it didn't get great reviews, right? This isn't a huge drop off, but it does need to break even for this to be, you know, feasible for Warner Brothers to continue on with this, you know? The axe of Zaslav swings. And I don't have high hopes because of the COVID protocols right now. Yeah. I really don't think that this is going to make the money that it needs to make for this to truly be successful. And it's wild because this was his biggest box office opening, right?
For a movie that he was the lead star of the movie, this is the biggest opening of his career. Yeah.
So I'd like for it to do well. You know, I really enjoy him and I would like for this character to be explored more and everything. I'm still looking forward to getting to the theater myself to see it, but I don't know if this is going to be able to make the money it needs.
It's not looking good right now. Here's hoping it can find a second one, because I'll tell you what, this is a bad movie. It's a bad movie in many ways, but it's a fun movie. I walked out of that theater with a big grin on my face. The action's great. The one-liners are great. It could have done a lot better in a lot of the other areas, but whatever. Anyway, guys, question is for you. What do you think about this? Black Adam takes #1 at the box office again, but it may not be enough to make this movie profitable. How do you think it's going to recover? Whatever you guys think, jump down to the comment section below and leave your thoughts there.